Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron Box. My name is Yamini Sharma, and in this video today I'm going to be talking about the much awaited month of January 2021. So we have all been waiting with a lot of eagerness, with a lot of anxiety as well for the new year, and January being the first month holds the key to the rest of the year as well. So we'll see how this month goes astrologically for all your signs, the ascendants, and in this video today I'm going to be talking about the month of January itself. So do check your ascendant, check your lagna, and accordingly you can check in the results. I've put in timestamps in the description box, and you'll find the sign stamp throughout the video as well. So that makes it very easy for you to go through your sign directly. Right, so I'll go through the transit for this month first. So in this month we have important transits happening. The most important, I would say, is of Sun. So Sun is moving from the sign of Sagittarius into the sign of Capricorn. Sun changes signs monthly. By the middle of the month, Sun moves to the other sign. But this transit of Sun into the sign of Makar, into the sign of Capricorn, is marked as a very auspicious movement. It starts the period of Uttarayan as well, when the Sun is crossing over the northern hemisphere. So that is on the 13th of January 21. Then we have Mars, which is currently in the sign of Aries. It stays there throughout the month of January. Then we have Mercury in the sign of Sagittarius, moving into the sign of Capricorn on the 5th, where it stays for about 20 days. On the 25th of Jan, it moves to the sign of Aquarius. So Mercury here is actually touching 3 signs this month. Then we have Venus moving on to the Sagittarius sign on the 4th of January, stays there for almost the entire month, and by the end of the month, that is 28th of January, Venus also moves out to the next sign. Jupiter is going through Capricorn. We know that Saturn is also in Capricorn. Both of them are in a good conjunction. Then we have Rahu in the sign of Taurus and Ketu is in the sign of Scorpio. So these were the important transits, beginning with the signs. So again, I would remind you all that I'm going as per the ascendants. Do check your ascendant, your lagna. If you need help to see your ascendant or your lagna, I also have a video which I have made. I'll put in a link in the description box, as well as on the cards somewhere here in the video. So you can check that out, check how your ascendant is decided, and it'll make it easy for you to understand how to see the predictions as well. Right, so if we begin with the sign of Aries, I would say that this is a good month for you. Aries has the planet of Mars. Mars is there in the ascendant, in its own sign, very strong, and this also gives a good boost to how you see yourself, what your confidence level is, how energized or invigorated are you feeling. So your energy, your vigor goes up with Mars being in your ascendant, and Mars is going to be here for almost a period of 2 months. So this gives a very good push to your self-image, etc., as a personality. But do take care, do not get overly confident, do not get too aggressive in your approach towards others. So while Mars will give you this boost, it can adversely affect your relationships and the way you handle other people at home also. So that is something which you need to watch out for. This is also a time where you get boost in financial matters. So there could be chances to gain financially, whether it is land related, a sale of some land, property related. Good month for you. Those of you who are going through some competitive exams, or those who are in competition for some job, if you're applying for a government job, or where you are dealing with a lot of contenders, other competitors, this will give you a good push. This month will give you a good push to prepare and boost your confidence levels also. Also professionally, I think with the sun's movement into the 10th house, this is going to be a period where you get a lot of recognition, and your long pending long pending credit at work. So do grab the opportunities which come to you at work. Project yourself in a good healthy manner wherever it is required. And those of you who are waiting for some good news from their children's side or something on the progeny end, I think this will be a good month. Stay calm, maintain your relationships well, and definitely stay away from any kind of scandal or any kind of risks which could be bringing you down, which could bog you down. So stay away from all these unnecessary things which can actually tarnish your way to success. Moving on to the next sign of Taurus. See, for Taurus, overall your general vitality, I would say, is going to improve by the middle of the month, with Sun moving out of your 8th house into your 9th house. So this is a good movement. Your general health, vitality, if you were going through any health issue, this month will see you, recuperating or feeling much better than what you had been doing earlier. So this could also actually land you with some good doctor or a good medical facility as well. So some line of treatment could now start working for you positively. The Lagnesh, that is Venus, would be though in the 8th house for the majority of the month in the sign of Sagittarius. Now this is an indication to take care of yourself. Stay away from anything which is risky, anything which is not good for your health, which is totally avoidable. So keep a low risk levels in terms of your health. Keep your profile also protected, as in whatever you do, stay away from unwanted people or unwanted issues, things which take up your time and effort, which do not give you anything back in return. So wasting away your energy, frittering away your energy is something which can happen this month. You have to be on your guard. Stay away from any kind of a scandal, any kind of gossip mongering, etc. So all these issues you have to guard against. This could be a period of good support from your father, from your guru-like figures, from your teachers. So those students who are actually preparing for exams, competitive exams or higher studies, could really get a boost here. And those of you who are looking at finishing their research projects or thesis, etc., this period could actually bring in some good advancement towards that. So take care of your health in the first half of the month, and by the second half of the month, I think it's time for better health and a better mindset as well. So focus more on your money, on your investments. Try to stay clean of any kind of get rich quick schemes as well. So you might be tempted, you might get proposals to invest in some projects, in some schemes which could actually make you rich quick. But do your due diligence. Do not fritter away your time and money this entire month. That is a serious piece of advice for Taurus ascendant. Then we move on to the next sign of Gemini. So for Gemini, you see, you have Sun currently in the sign of Sagittarius. So by the middle of the month, Sun moves out on the 13th of Jan. Sun leaves your 7th house, goes into your 8th. Then we have Venus in the 7th house aspecting your Lagna. So most of the month you have Sun or Venus aspecting your Lagna. So this could actually make you focus a lot on your relationships, on your marriage, but this could also bring in some ego hassles or some tiffs, personality tiffs. So be watchful there. This ego issues could actually make or break any relationship which you're into or any partnership which you're into. So if you're anyways going through a bad patch in your marriage or in your partnership in terms of your business, do watch out this period. This is going to be a very important month. Then those of you who are interested in research, or those of you, who are interested in topics like astrology or something very deep and occult sciences, I think this is going to be a fantastic month for you. Especially those in research, I think this is a time where you could actually break into some good news in terms of your field. And a lot of work actually this month could be done or could get sorted out because of your lady luck. So do the right deeds, take care of whatever you're doing, do good karma, and deal with people very honestly. That is when luck also favors you. So maintain honesty in your relationships, maintain honesty in dealing with people regarding money matters, and things could actually work in your favor. In your 8th house, in the sign of Capricorn, we actually have a lot of planets passing by this month. So Jupiter and Saturn are anyways there, then Sun joins in, Mercury touches through, Venus also joins in by the end of the month. So all these 8th house activities, research, occult sciences, accidents, sudden gain of inheritance or sudden loss of money, lot of things are indicated. So whatever is applicable to you, be watchful there. Suddenly getting pulled down into some kind of a issue which you were not anticipating, some legal issue. So all these things have to be kept in mind while dealing with people during this entire month. Though you might feel very ambitious and you might feel a little short-tempered also, you get impulsive, you want to finish things quickly, but this is a period of wait and watch, right? Then moving on to the next sign of Cancer. See, for Cancer, your Yoga Karak planet, that is Mars, is in the 10th house itself, which is a good indicator in terms of your profession, your work, your status, your reputation as such. So you get all, you get the credit, you get the recognition which you had been waiting for. Your reputation could actually get a boost. So a good month for you. Those of you who are actually looking at a change in your job or change in your profile as such, could also come across some good news this month. So be watchful and check out the opportunities which are coming your way. So something may not be very apparent, but finally works out for you. So keep checking your opportunities and give up your time, spend more time towards searching around for good avenues for investments in your property, in your land issues, etc. So this month could actually help you out there. Those of you who are in some kind of a conflict or there is some legal issue which you see coming up, this month could actually make you take some serious action towards legal matters, or you might start off some legal matter as well. So be careful there, and whatever you do be very go ahead with lot of professional advice, sound advice, a second opinion, a third opinion. And that is something which is very, very essential, because you might be communicating with a lot of people, and what you finally get advised on, could be something totally different. So talk to various people who are experts in their fields, and then tackle any problem, whether it is legal or whether it is medical too, for that matter. The 7th house for you, that is the sign of Capricorn, sees a jam of planets by the end of the month, with Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, Mercury passing by, Venus touching through. So your partnerships could have a lot of action going there, your business partnerships. So you could see that yes, things are finally moving there. Some of you who are not going through a good patch could also see a lot of confusion happening there. So as I said, take all decisions with professional advice, with a lot of deliberation. Marriage wise or relationship wise, Those of you who are waiting to get married, this period could signify marriage coming up on the cards as well. Marriage could fructify. Then we move on to the next sign of Leo. See, for Leo, your Lagnesh sun moves from your 5th house to your 6th house. So this could be a period where you actually get a boost in terms of your daily routine. You start putting in more efforts. You get strict about how you're managing your life. Sun in the Upchaya Bhava, or for that matter other planets in the Upchaya Bhava in the 6th house, is a good indicator, provided you use that energy well. And Mercury and Venus are also going to pass through your 6th house. So this is a period where your daily routine, your work schedule, your eating habits, how you're dealing with your colleagues around you, everything which you are dealing with on a daily basis is going to take up a lot of your time and attention. So whatever corrective actions you want to do, please do it now. This will be a fantastic month to implement whatever you have in mind. So do that. This could though be a little challenging time in terms of your marriage. So you could lose patience. There could be tiffs because of ego hassles. Your partner might feel that you are not spending enough time and energy with them. So there could be issues regarding that. So try to maintain your balance between your relationship with your spouse versus your relationship with others. So do not neglect your spouse this month. This could also be a time for fruitful travel. So whether it is short distance or long distance, some travel could bring in some new opportunities, new ideas for ventures, new partnerships, and which could actually boost your financial gains as well. So it's a good time to actually worship the deity whom you follow. Mars is there in the 9th house in its own sign. So there's a period of about 2 months, the whole of January and about 3 weeks of February, where you can actually pray to your Ishtadev, pray to your deity, and seek his or her blessings, right? Then we move on to the next sign of Virgo. See, for Virgo, I would say this is a little challenging month with Mars coming into your 8th house, staying there also for a long time. And Mars is not a very good planet for Virgo ascendant anyways. So your chances of coming up with health issues, with falls, accidents, or sometimes small injuries, cuts, wounds, while you're working in the kitchen, while you're driving, or while you're playing, while you're outdoors, all these things could actually slow you down a little bit. So be very careful over there. And while driving, especially on the road, you need to be careful. Drive slow. Mars in the 8th usually makes people speed up also a little bit. So be slow, follow traffic rules, and do not get into any kind of a problem there on the road. Those of you who are going through a rough patch in their love lives could get even more confused. So there could be problems in your romantic relationships. So maybe things get better. Maybe losing one person and moving on to something else, or giving yourself a break to think about certain issues could help you out. Those of you who are dealing with some family matter regarding finances should be a little careful about how you talk, about how you communicate with your family members, because Mars here, in the 8th aspects the 2nd, family, finances. Venus itself is in the 4th, very shortly moving on to the 5th house, that is Capricorn, where anyways there's a lot of conjunction happening, 5 planets coming there together. So a lot of focus, a lot of your intelligence gets used in your financial issues. So while you're dealing with all this, be sure about how you're communicating. Keep your communication soft and be a little empathetic towards others. So while this sounds like a little tough month in terms of health, finances, etc., relationship also, but you will find the courage to actually sail through. I think that is something which is important whatever life gives us, we need to be courageous enough, brave enough, and be able to find some solutions on how to go through our problems. So moving on to the next sign of Libra. So for Libra, your fourth house has Jupiter, Saturn, then Sun moves in, Mercury and Venus also join in. So fourth house matters take up a lot of your time and energy, focus. They could be property issues, they could be land issues, domestic matters, matters at home. They consume up a lot of your time and energy. So be prepared for that, and things could move a little slow because there are a lot of malefics also here joining in the whole conjunction. Mars in the seventh is also not helping much because you could be a little irritable sometimes. There could be strain on relationships as well. So you need to be prepared for this. Those of you who are not in a very good relationship could actually seek out into a new relationship as well this month. So a lot of your energy this month gets expended into expanding your assets. So you will feel like looking at new avenues to invest in immovable property or a new vehicle, or if these two are not applicable to you, you could also be looking at renovating your house. So as I said, there'll be a lot of your focus on land issues, domestic issues, house. So you need to be a little patient over there. You'll be doing up a lot of your finances and investments this entire month and in the coming few months as well, and all this is going to be taking a lot of your time and patience, right? So Venus is getting strong, though it has broken off from the sign of Scorpio where it was with Ketu, and now Venus moving into the sign of Sagittarius, and then further on coming on to the sign of Capricorn will help the situation as time passes by. Then there could also be a chance of coming to a very strong opposition. So whomsoever you meet or whosoever is opposing you is also going to be strong. So be watchful about whom you compete with, whom you fight with, whom you argue with as well. Now moving on to the next sign of Scorpio. See, for Scorpio, I think this is a time to take up a lot of responsibility. The third house is getting a lot of focus. Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, Venus. So new avenues open up, new chances come your way, new ideas spring up, and this is a time to actually capitalize on this. Take the opportunity, make use of the opportunity. Leave any inertia behind and take up a new way to move forward in life. So a lot of your energy and hard work could actually go into starting up a new work. It could be a startup, it could be a joint venture with somebody around you. Sorry. And all this could actually bring in a lot of challenge in your relationships. That is something which you have to watch out for. Because Venus in the 8th house from itself, the 7th lord, is not a very helpful position also. So be watchful there. Short-term travels could come up, and these could be fruitful travels also. Then moving on to the next sign of Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, you see you have Venus in the ascendant for the better half of the month. Then you have the second house, that is Jupiter and Saturn, posited in the second house, with Sun also joining in. So this entire month you could feel competitive. You could feel a little ambitious. Venus also, remember, is your 11th lord. So ambition, competitiveness, going all guns blazing to achieve your goal, getting all zesty about achieving what you want. These could be the keywords for you this entire month. So while you go ahead with everything, do plan, do look at your investments, do look at your financial gains, which you're anyways looking at. You could also take up some new projects. You could feel a little more confident than before to take on new things. And you do this with a lot of zeal. So while you're doing all this, getting on to new things, be a little sensitive about how you're conducting yourself within your family, because that is where your challenges could come up, right? So Lagnesh, Jupiter is in the second house of family, your finances, for another 10 months, another 11 months approximately. So this is a period where you actually have to be watchful about your family matters. So sometimes you could get strung between your ambition and your family. You know, these things could actually require a lot of balancing. So take care of these two things. Do take care of your food intake and your daily routine as well. So health is something which you have to be watchful about, especially matters related to digestion. So your food intake is something which is very important, and you will find the energy to work on yourself this entire month. So look at bettering yourself. That is the key to maximize for this entire month. So moving on to the next sign of Capricorn. See, for Capricorn, you have Jupiter, Saturn in the ascendant itself, Saturn being the Lagnesh, and you have 3 more planets moving into the sign of Capricorn this month. So all this planetary movement in the ascendant itself could actually make you feel a little tied down, with responsibility, sometimes feeling a little tired of things happening around you, creates some mental pressure as well. So this is a time to focus on your efforts and look at the gains long term. So whatever you're doing, think long term efforts, long term vision should be clear. So whatever you are doing, make sure that it is contributing towards your long term goals and you're not frittering away your energy anywhere. So this is a time to be a little patient, definitely, and there could be a lot of efforts which you make towards your children, towards your marriage. So relationships also, especially, you know, if your natal chart is not helping you out too much in terms of relationships, this could be a challenging month as well. Then domestic affairs could make you impatient. There's a lot of action happening on the domestic side as well. So with Mars being in the 4th house, so here also, you know, you could lose patience. So the overall key for the entire month is patience and perseverance. So keep a calm head and carry on is what I would say. A lot of your efforts will go towards learning, especially if you're a student, you're preparing for some exams. Learning, growth, all these are also the key indicators for this month. Then we move on to the next sign of Aquarius. See, for Aquarius, the 12th house takes away the cake with Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, 3 major planets there, and then Mercury and Venus also pass through by the end of the month. So a lot of foreign connections could come up this month. This is a better month for you comparatively. A lot of gain could come in from your father's side, from your teacher's side. So I'm not talking only of monetary gains. A lot of gain in terms of support, sometimes moral support, emotional support. Your father's connections could work well for you. So this is a period of gains. Try to maximize. Stay away from any kind of over expenditure which you might be tempted to do. So you might be tempted to spend on a trip which is avoidable. So do not make such expenditures. Look at the gains rather than the spends in this month. Female friends especially could be of help to you, and your social circle this month gets really active. So maybe that is the reason why you look at spending also, why you look at some trip away from home towards some distant place. But make your decisions very wisely. Look at the pros and cons, and if something is unavoidable, then only carry on. Health issues would need focus. So there could be some medical expenditure also indicated this month. Those of you who are going through some medical issues, do make sure that you're conducting your health checks regularly. Then moving on to the last sign of Pisces. Pisces has a good month. Your 11th house has a conjunction of a lot of planets this month, including Jupiter, that is the Lagnesh, and Saturn, two major planets. So Pisces is going to have a good time. Planets, in the 11th house anyways, bring it some sort of a gain or the other. So there could be gains from your social circle. You could actually meet people who finally help you achieve your long-term goals. You could be benefiting from company socially, whether it's sometimes it could be financial, sometimes it could be by way of contacts. Your spouse could also get very active socially, and this could also help you out. So this is a good month for you and your spouse both. So if you're working together, if you are working in tandem, this month could actually bring in a lot of good results for you. So don't lose patience, spend enough time with your family. Relationships need a lot of love and care from you, which you need to focus on. And this entire month, especially with Mars being in the second house of family and speech, could pose challenges sometimes if your second house in your natal chart is also afflicted. So your speech, your communication could bring in some challenges sometime, but overall this is a good month socially, in terms of your gains, monetary and otherwise. So that was all about the 12 signs. I'll come up soon with another video. Let's be more in touch in the year of 2021, and I wish you and your family, your loved ones, a very, very happy new year 2021. Thank you. God bless.